All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. This is Mr.Squarrel. We're playing some more DC Worlds Collide. And what I wanted to do today is I really wanted to kind of go through what should you be doing as a new player. And so this is an idle game. If you haven't played an idle game before, there's a couple things. This can be very overwhelming. I was actually a little overwhelmed when I started playing. Luckily, I've played multiple gotchas before, so I kind of had an idea of what to expect. But most importantly, you go to the little yellow button at the bottom. That's going to be your main story. First and foremost, you want to progress this as fast and as far as you can go above everything else in this game. Because what this does is that this dictates here, right here, you see in the middle when you could like log in the middle of your base, press the middle button right there, and you go to collect. The amount of stuff you collect is based on how far you go. Farther you go, the more stuff you get. So that way, when you're idle, you just get more things, right? So you want to push the story as far as possible, as fast as possible to get more stuff faster, right? It's pretty simple and explanatory. So first thing you should be doing is just getting those resources as much as possible. The next thing, let's do this I'm trying to make this very concise. Story, fast, do that. Go as quick. Now, in order to do that, you're going to need to level up your characters. You do that by pressing the quote unquote level up button here. You're going to level up, level up, level up. This takes XP and gold to do. You will run out of XP before you run out of gold. Just an FYI, you do run out of that. That is one of the first bottlenecks you're going to run into. The next bottleneck, luckily, because I am sitting here with a character that I need to work on, is right here. It is this resource, and this is titanium. You need titanium once you hit the 20 point breakpoints, which are going to be like 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 120, 148. You get the idea where I'm going with this, right? You need, right now, as you can see, I'm at 9,000 to rank up Superman. He's the last one, so I can go from 120 to 121. I like to just call these the breakpoints. They're the 20 level markers. And so you go 20 levels and then you breakpoint, and then you gotta wait, and then you gotta get that resource as you keep doing XP. Now, so am I gonna have to do this for all the characters in this game? No, you do not need to do this for all the characters. You need to do this for there we go. 5 characters. Right? That's all you need to do. And why do you only need to do 5 characters? Because there is this thing called the level link, which means that you'll see I have my 5 characters right there, which is Wonder Woman, Darkwing, Nightwing, Superman, Green Lantern Jess, and then Lex Luthor. Those are my 5 characters who are my highest level characters. Their level dictates the lowest of the 5 dictates the rest of the account's level. However, I can only dictate how many characters get put into this level link. So when you start, you might only have like 4 or 5. How do you get more? So how do you keep opening up these slots? Because Mr. Squirrel, you've got so many. How did you get so many? Well, now comes beyond the story. Let's talk about where else you get these things, right? They're like, they look like a token. You see in the top right, it's like right here, this resource right here, the high density material. How do you get high density material? Now, let's start getting into the other modes, but I want to do a quick pause. So what do we need to do first? Character levels and main story. Before you do anything else, those are the things you need to always progress that main story. Get as far as you can. Okay, now comes into what about the other things? So first thing you want to set is you're going to be sitting at is your multiverse. Now there's a lot here. I'm going to just negate almost all of this. Convergence is where you want to be spending the rest of your time. This functions on a day scale. What I mean by day scale. So like right now it is, I think we're on a Tuesday. So I have the Keystone City open up. I'm stuck at 620 right now. That's where I'm going through. Again, this is like the story on the day that you're doing this. You want to push these as far as you possibly can because you get specific resources. So for instance, on Tuesdays, you get token resources. It's where the blue and the purple characters, you get more of those resources. You get more of them so you don't have to sun them as much. On Wednesdays, you will get so also, if you notice this little skull right here, what does this mean? That means you can only use, guess what? Villain characters. You can only use villains in this one place. So remember in other videos I've been saying you need a diverse roster. because you need to push this as far as you can, and you can't just use one team. You need to have like multiple teams of multiple characters that meet these criteria. So what does this red mean? It's any red character can participate on Wednesdays. On Thursdays, it's Green Day. So any green characters, push that Star City. On Friday, it's blue characters. Push that as far as you can with your blue characters. On Saturday, it's your Central City, which is your hero characters. And then on Sunday, they all open up for on Sunday. You can push any of them maybe that you missed throughout the week. And so you see, guess what? You need villains, heroes, blue, red, green, you know, all of them. So why am I saying that? This is very similar to the story. You push these, but you cannot, like, they don't reset. So you push them to a point and then you just kind of halt. What these do, so for instance, on Central City, remember those titanium that I was talking about? This helps you kind of push faster in that specific area, right? So I'm at 7.5 in that because I pushed as far as I could and I was able to get up to 7.5, which means I got a lot of titanium, which means now I kind of like hit kind of a little bit of a wall right now because I'm like, oh man, I can't get past that because I'm waiting for more titanium to come from it naturally from my dailies, which it's very slow. Hopefully I can use some items, get some more ways. There's some missions I can do per dailies and stuff like that. Hopefully by the end of today, or by the end of Wednesday, I can get more. So yeah, this is similar. You want to be pushing this as any one of these. I'm not going to go too much into all of these. I think that's a lot. The only thing you need to know is just push these as much as you can, as far as you can on the days that you can. It does get kind of hard because you need a diverse roster to do this. So FYI, this is why I remember in other videos I've said you want to push more. It's because you want to get these this far into this and you want a diverse roster. You want this. Okay. Okay, I think that covers this. So I'm not going to get too much into depth with these. You'll figure that out as you go. I think there's a level of just kind of like explore, but you want to be pushing convergence is your second most important thing to be pushing. So story, convergence, get those two things pushed as fast as you can because that's going to give you resources to push your characters further. So that also in convergence, you will also get, remember when I was saying earlier, ways to open up this further. And then as you open up more characters, you make them stronger, you actually find more ways to get conversions. I'm not going to get into that right now, but just understand as you play the game, you will get more of these convergences as you just continually keep playing and playing and playing. All I'm going to say is story, convergence. Do those two things right now. Now, the next thing that I think is in this order that opens up is going to be your Elseworld. This refreshes once a day. It's kind of like a roguelite kind of scenario. You get a team and you push it as far as you can. I would say, and this is a good way to start experimenting with characters you may or may not like. I would also just say, like, they kind of give you recommended characters. If you've seen my other tier lists, I would use those tier lists to kind of help you think about what are maybe the best teams. I've seen some people struggling in this area. Do you pick meta characters and then just kind of push? That's the best way I can. I haven't failed one yet. So I did once, actually. I did my first days because I didn't know the characters. Go look at the meta tier lists, and I will say pick those characters. Whichever one has the most of them, pick them. That's the best way I can describe it. Go look at a tier list, say, okay, these are the best characters, and then pick them. And then pick that of the team that works. This is something that's just, you do it once a day and you move on. It's not anything super crazy. It gives you some nice resources. Bada bing, bada boom. The other thing in Multiverse that I want to highlight is your PvP. You don't get this till later, but Arena is a really nice start, how you get Lex Luthor. So I would push this. I'm currently ranked 50 right now. I'm not a super whale. So I'm just kind of where I get is where I get, right? I'm about rank 50. And so I'm also ranked 31 in the Elite Arena. I'm waiting for the Victor's Arena to open up. But I would just say, just worry about the Arena right now. Try to get as far as you can. Push as much as you can in that. Because, again, they give really good resources for character shards like Lex Luthor. I'm going to keep coming back. He's your character you should be aiming for. But I would go for Lex. Just get him as fast as possible. Also, the Arena gives you this shop. So the Arena and Elseworld will give you access to Nightwing, and Arena will give you access to Lex. And then this right here, this resource, you need to be getting this resource as much as possible. That's why the Arena, just the baseline Arena, is so important, because it's going to give you access to the 8th medal. These things can be used. They are your free-to-play resource to rank up your characters. I would not use these on characters that you can only get through summoning. And I would save these I can talk, for legendary characters that you get that you cannot summon for. Maybe some of the epics, if you're really desperate, I would save these for your limited legendary characters. I'm going to hold on to these for as long as possible, because you want to save them. You need them, because this is your free to play resource and how you're going to get your characters a higher rank. So play the Arena as much as possible, get your Lexes, and then work on getting your so like I'm literally just going to go Lex and then into these. And that's literally what I'm doing every week. It's just every day I do that and that, boom, boom, get them, move on with my life. I'm like 300 away from getting the next one. So I'm literally just waiting. That's it. And make sure you're winning, you get more of these from winning. So that's the resource in the top right hand corner up here. That's what you're getting. The dual medals, you get more win. If you need to take on the easier fights, take on the easier fights when you're doing the Arena. Moral of the story is, and then every week you get a ton of these things. Lex, and then get the 8th shards. Those are so important. It will help you progress your account faster. I wouldn't worry about anything else. Don't waste your resources. And again, in Elseworld, I literally only worry about Nightwing. That's it. I worry about Nightwing and I move on with my life. Now, the Elite Arena shards. This is where you need a big team. In the Elite Arena, this is going to be harder for right now because a lot of people don't have a lot of characters to work on. I did Dolphin a little bit, so I was able to make a couple teams. This is where I am being very, very strategic, that I am specifically going for Wonder Woman. I want just Wonder Woman. Because I'm going to use my resources on Wonder Woman, and then I'm going to start pushing the resources into right here at these legendary fragments, so I can keep pushing up Wonder Woman even further. I'm going to probably save this, because this is for characters that I can only are only legendary. And remember, Wonder Woman I can get for free. You know who I can't get for free? Well, there's a good example. Superman. See what I mean here? So I am trying to be very cautious. If I can pull a character shards for free, I am not going to waste resources on bumping them up. Because then what about my other character? Like, let's just say I get Hal Jordan. Oh, that would be so cool, right? Well, these shards, there's no way to get Hal Jordan other than summon for him. Which means these shards are incredibly important for Hal Jordan, because then there's no other way besides pulling more of him to get him. So you see what I mean? These resources, you have to spend them wisely. Do not waste them on free-to-play characters like Nightwing, Lex Luthor, Wonder Woman. These are free-to-play characters. Constantine, don't do that. Don't do that. You remember, it is about ranking your characters up as much as possible, as fast as possible. Okay, now, I think that covers a lot of this. Many people are not going to be ready for the Crisis Watch, so don't worry about that. The other one you shouldn't take note of is Evil Falls. Now, what is Evil Falls? This is, you go up against a boss that has specific weaknesses. Now, how do you know what their weaknesses are, Mr. Squirrel? That's a great question, guys. And so you click here. This isn't certainly Superman. This is Ultraman. And so if you look at your recommended, extra damage from ultimates, especially from AoE character priorities, destroying them. So he summons like these characters. You want to destroy it. You want AoE characters because they destroy the characters. It makes Ultraman weaker. He's easier to defeat. And so read these weaknesses. They actually tell you what characters to look for up here. Listen to the recommendations. Like, look, they give you even what are the bonus skills you should use. So this one they're saying use. So like if you look at my team, I have, what's his name? Green Arrow, because that's what they recommended. Blah, blah, blah. That's why not going to get too far into this, but you just look at what is recommended. They're saying AoE. I have Green Arrow, whose ult buffs up AoE characters. Yeah. And then I just kept pushing. That's all I'm doing. Yeah. So, and this will give you gear. So this is very important to do. Again, notice how I'm coming back to diversify your account. You want characters that do many things. So like, for instance, he's open until, so it's, okay. So we've got Johnny Quick is next, right? Now let's look at Johnny Quick. What is Johnny Quick's weaknesses? All right, let's look at this example. Johnny Quick will become stunned and take extra damage if he is inflicted with enough different types of debuffs. Try in building a team with characters who apply multiple different types of debuffs. So, do you have characters that can debuff? Now, notice they say like Gorilla Grodd, he applies a lot of debuffs, so you just want to debuff him as much as possible. And so, any characters that do the debuffs like burn, poison, bleed, slow, attack down, defense, there's all these different debuff stuff. I don't know. The moral of the story is you want to look at what they're weak against, and then you want to build your teams around that. Now, what am I going to keep coming back to is as you play the game, you're going to keep unlocking more ways. And you see right now, I'm trying to diversify my account in all the ways that I possibly can. I'm trying to balance out how many heroes I have, how many villains I've got, because then it allows me to push different forms of content in different ways. And so you want to be really intentional when you're selecting your characters here for the level link for what you need at that given moment. Right? Don't try to do everything. And again, I'm going to come back to it. When in doubt, just push the story and set up for the arena. Do those two things right now. Push the arena, push the main story, and then do the convergences as you can. But the arena is really important because it's giving you left Luther shards. I'm trying to make this very concise. I'm not being like, oh, and then you can go here, and then you go here, and then you can go here. It's just like, what are your priority? Story. Arena, and that long way in the camera, and then do the convergences and get those, because the conversions is giving you resources. They make you stronger. It helps you progress other things. But that's really what you want, how you want to operate. Just keep it simple. There are a million other things you can be looking at. You've got your Hall of Justice, you've got your bunkers, adventures. I would say, okay, so we'll do a couple quick things. All of these, like digital universe, exploration, these are just like fun little game modes that give you resources. That's it. They kind of tell you what to do as you're going through them. I'm not gonna get too much into them. They're just fun little resources. You use one team for them, so you don't need to worry about diversifying here. And then as you build characters up, like you get a way to kind of like train, quote unquote, train them or like play with them and learn what they do. But in doing so, you get some nice valuable resources. So you actually get character shards and all that stuff. So that's why it's really important to like raise characters up and up and up and rank them up, because you actually make them stronger in the sense you get more of their shards. It makes it easier. I'm not going to get more further into it. What all I'm trying to say is you just build a single team, get that team to a point where it can push the story pretty well, and then start going to the arena, worry about just the arena, because what ends up happening in these games is you're trying to do everything at once, and it's going to make your life really difficult. Again, I'm going to prioritize here. Build one team. Don't worry about building a lot of teams. One team. And then push as far as you can with that team. And then start, okay, I got a lot of heroes. So now, and use the tier lists to help you with the other things. With like, okay, what character should I invest in? I put an investment tier list up. Use that tier list. It will help you in thinking about, okay, I should go with this character, I should go with this character, I should go with this character. Because then it's like, what character should I first put in those level linked system? Use that tier list to help you. And it will kind of help you prioritize where you should go and what you should start doing. There's a lot of things in this game. There's a lot to do. This is actually, I think, one of the busier ideal games, which is good. It gives a lot for people to play. I actually think this is a nice game. It has a lot going for it. It's really good. This is, I think, one of my favorite idle games that they've ever released. It's just so much is packed in here in a way that I don't think is like overburdening either. Like you get to a point where you can actually just skip things too, which is really nice. It makes things a little bit simpler, faster, but they also give a ton of resources. They do reward you for putting investment into the game in terms of like what resources they give you. But that's it. So again, I'm going to do a quick recap for everyone. Story, arena, and then convergence. And then, push these three things simultaneously. Do your Elseworld every day. And then from there, you can do the other things too. It'll give you more resources. but don't get overwhelmed with it. I promise it isn't. I know it is very overwhelming, but just pause, story, arena, and then multiverse, convergence. So just take your time and push them. These games are not, they're a rat race, which means they're a long run. And so, but you want to push. The faster you can get in the story, the more resources you're getting every minute. See that little guy that's coming by every single second? The more he's giving me every second. Every minute he's giving me more and more stuff because I've pushed further and further and further. So faster you can progress further, which is actually what I think I might start doing now, is I'm going to just push one of my characters to 140, probably Lex. And then I push to 140 and keep pushing the story up. That's it. Keep it simple. All right, guys. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, feel free, leave a message, leave a comment on the YouTube. If you want, like and subscribe, do what you got to do. Have a great day.